Question for both of you guys, but we'll start with Jorgen. Just you are fairly certain in saying this. You're the longest-serving Rough Rider on this roster, and now you finally get to play in a Grey Cup. Just what does this mean to you as a Saskatchewan product? And Logan, you'll follow it up, but just what does it mean to you guys as Saskatchewan boys to play in this game for the Rough Riders?
Yeah, no, you're right. Finally got here. Been a long time coming. Been dreaming about this day, obviously, since I was a little kid. Started playing football. To play for your home province means a lot, obviously. And then to get to this game just means so much more. We've been trying, for so many years, come close. But, with this group, never felt better about getting to this game. So, hopefully we can just keep it going. And, hopefully Sunday's a good day for us.
Yeah, to mirror what Jorgen said, it's been a dream growing up in small town Sask. Since then, since being able to play football in that small town of Melfort, that's been a goal of mine. And just to be here, it's a pinch yourself moment, but still focused for the week.
Hey guys, Claire Hanna with TSN. Jorgen first. I don't think I've ever seen you jump so high when you guys won the West Final. You and Brett Lowther, the celebration on the field. Can you just take me through to what you were feeling in that moment?
Yeah, credit card vertical. I like to call that one. Just high enough off the ground, you can get a credit card under. Just a lot of emotions. A decade of trying to get to this game, and those 11 seconds. It's funny. At no point in that game, in that last drive, was there any doubt. And I think that just speaks to this team. There's just always a belief that team bond is stronger than I've ever experienced. We believed in each other, and when we've finally punched it in with 11 seconds left, a ton of emotions came out. Obviously, we still had to, get the clock to zeros, but it was just a big relief finally getting here. The job's still not done, obviously, but exciting to get to this game for sure.
And then for Logan, just having a player like AJ Ouellette behind you and blocking for him when you he's behind you and you're trying to get the gap or whatever. What's that like playing with him?
It keeps you on your toes. He's a very, very skilled player, but he makes our life a lot easier. If we mess something up or I do something wrong, he's there to fix it. And he's a smart enough player in protections and runs where he can make us work regardless of what happens. It just gives us a lot of confidence with him running behind us.
Jorgen, just when you think about your journey through football with stopping the NFL, come back to your home province, just can you describe what it's been like to get to this point finally for you?
Yeah, it's been a long journey. Coming out of CIS at the time and getting drafted in 2013, and then kind of having a cup of coffee run in 13 and 14 in the NFL, and then when I was coming back and made the decision to come back to the CFL and give up kind of trying down there at the time, I wanted to play here. This was the only team I wanted to play for. So they made a trade happen, obviously from Edmonton over here, and it's where I've always wanted to be. It's where I'm only going to be. It means a lot to play for this team.
And how big has your family been throughout all this? Like you said, to finally reach this, and they get a chance to see you in the Grey Cup. And how many family do you have coming for this game?
Yeah, they've been incredible. It's about 20 some coming. Everyone's coming. The wife, the girls, the immediate family, extended family. Everyone's coming. Excited for them, and they've been such a huge support. And there's no way that I could do this, play here these last couple of years without, my wife and her support and raising the two girls. It's not easy, as you guys know. So she does a lot, and that keeps me, focused and driven on the field. So.
Logan, forgive me if I don't have this right. Were you coming to camp expecting to play guard?
Correct.
Okay. When did you find out you were we need you to play center again?
It was kind of a decision made when we lost McEwen during practice there. We were still playing with the idea, I think, of having Fry maybe go to center, but it just worked out better for the full lineup, and got to be prepared for whatever happens.
How on earth have you gotten through? Is it 24 combinations of starting offensive linemen in the last 2 years? How, as a unit and a group, have you gotten through that and been successful with that?
I think it just speaks to our how close we are in the group and being able to plug and play, how hard everyone in that room works. The more continuity, the better an offensive line is going to be. And we had our struggles when we lose guys, but regardless that's going to happen in those moments, and just being able to plug and play, and again, staying strong within the group and working together, that's going to help towards that.
Jorgen, can I ask, your guys' place kicking operation has had struggles this year. As a part of that, what have you taken from that? What have you done to try to help that along?
Yeah, I mean, it just comes down to repetition, sticking to what you know, trying not to overthink anything, just, do your job, be as supportive as you can, get as many, if you need to get extra reps some days, get the extra reps. I believe in Brett. He's going to go out there and do his job. He did his job in the West Final. He's, in my opinion, the greatest kicker to ever play for the Riders. He stepped up in some big games and some big moments and had nothing but ice in his veins. So I know he can do it. I believe in him. He's been great for us.
Just wondering about both of you, your guys' recollections of watching the 2013 Grey Cup as Saskatchewan guys. I'll start with you, Jorgen. You were in the NFL at the time, obviously had been drafted by a different CFL team, but was that something that you sat down and watched, and what was your experience?
Yeah, no, I definitely watched it, and I had some buddies playing on the team, so I was obviously cheering them on, and being from the province, I was pulling for them. Yeah, I mean, it was, as I remember, that was a really cold week, and then all of a sudden on game day it was really warm. So there was that. But I was just excited for them, and I thought, I always knew that at some point I'd be in this league, and hopefully, one day experiencing those moments with them, and they had a dominant win that day, so hopefully we can do the same.
And Logan, for you, you were a little bit younger, still in Saskatchewan at that time, as a kid. How was that viewing experience for you?
Yeah, that would have been my second year playing football. So it wasn't necessarily a goal at that time, but just obviously watching your province's team win, that was very exciting. It was a very emotional year. I remember seeing that, and it was very evident on TV there, and just watching with our family. That was kind of our thing to do. We always watched Grey Cup. We didn't watch a lot of football in general, but we always watched the Grey Cup game, and having Saskatchewan in that was amazing.
You have Rams Huskies so successful, Thunder Hilltops so successful, Riders so successful. You guys are Saskatchewan guys. Why is football so important to you and to Saskatchewan?
Well, I think we have great coaches right from the grassroots level, and they teach you the right things right from the start. And it's obviously important to us. It's been the most important thing in our life, up to this point, and having a family and a wife and stuff like that. But it just starts at the grassroots, and I've been very fortunate to have great coaching all the way up. This has been a lifelong dream.
Yeah, I agree with that. The community, I think a lot of the small town communities, having close-knit groups, and just the volunteer time that goes into it from to all levels. Not a lot of money in that, right, for those coaches. So the fact that they put in that time to change so many lives, I think it just goes to show how the province of Saskatchewan really is really close-knit.
I'd like to ask each of you one question. Logan, first, you talk about being from the small town. You said you didn't even watch much football growing up. Can you sort of put in perspective what this game this week means to Canada in its fiber, in its guts, in its soul?
Yeah, I think the CFL, we have a very passionate fan base. And clearly in Saskatchewan, that fan base is very passionate. But I think throughout all of Canada, this game, I think represents a lot. Having all of Canada come together and watch this. I mean, like I said before, we didn't watch many games. We always watched the Grey Cup, and I think that's very similar with other Canadian families.
And for you, you had a taste in the NFL. I'm always curious what the curiosity factor was with the other players when they asked about the CFL. I know they were all aware of it. What questions did they ask you? Did they ever understand the Rouge? What were some of the quirky things they wanted to know about the league?
I mean, they didn't ask a whole lot of questions about our Canadian game. They asked a lot of questions about Canada, and you tell them, we ski to practice, downhill both ways, and they're like, okay. But I remember a funny story, like one of the first field goal reps I ever took down there. It was a team field goal in practice, and I snapped the ball, and then I start running downfield, and they're like, no, you don't have to do that here. It's like gets dead after, you know. But yeah, no, there wasn't a whole lot of questions about our game, like a few things here and there, but nothing I can remember off the top of my head. I think it's growing for sure. Yeah, like I think there's, you know what, I actually gained a lot more respect for the Canadian game after going down there. I just think our game's more exciting. Yeah, it's a $1 billion industry down there, but I think our rules make for a more exciting game.
Me again. Following the West Final, or earlier this week, Trevor Harris said that he looked around the room at one point and just saw how much this game means to guys like Mark Mueller, Mitch Picton, yourselves, just because you are Saskies playing for the Riders. Have you reflected on that aspect? And what's your message to some of the guys just to recognize like how special this is for you guys for the Riders?
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I actually kind of started thinking about that when I was watching the Blue Jays after their final Game 7 loss, and they were talking about, like, some of the guys were talking about the locker room and how they care for each other and all that. And I was, like, thinking at the exact time, I was like, that's the kind of team that we have, too. In over a decade, I have not enjoyed showing up to work more than I do right now. Guys care for each other. All those things are so true. And, you know, I firmly believe that's such a huge part of why we're here. So it's a ton of fun. Everyone, you know, loves each other and loves spending time at the facility and with each other on and off the field. So it's pretty special.
Yeah, it was the part that I went and thought back to was just the bad moments, honestly. The negative moments we had in that locker room, but the core group of guys that are there right now were the same guys that stuck together through and through. So just being really happy for those guys. Guys that have been here for a long time, obviously like Jorgen, and not too long, he's not that old, but just shows the grittiness that went into it, and we stuck through everything, and we're here now, but the job's not done.